Hey, what's up guys, it's Oakley, and this weekend C is coming out with a lot of Bretonnia news, live streams at various events. So what I'm doing in this series of videos is picking apart the news, bringing you some footage from the live stream, and then also kind of doing clips of images so we can enhance certain features and parts of the discussion. So we're going to start off here with the three main Bretonnia factions. Bretonnia, kind of the main one, and then two other ones with different starting positions and legendary lords, Bordelot and Carcassonne. So those are pretty sweet. CA is going to kind of show us these in brief, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you a kind of comparison version. So King Leoncoeur is the first legendary lord, and he has 3 units, Pegasus Knights, Grail Knights, and Trebuchets, and then the other one leading Bordelot is going to be Alberic de Bordelot, and he has the Foot Squires. Looks like I think those were not Grail Knights, but Relic Knights. I can't remember. Anyways, the third legendary lord is the Fée Enchantress. So by comparison, you can see them all here. Obviously, different starting positions. Leoncoeur has 10% campaign movement, and then an aura size of plus, I think it's 25% for all lords. Alberic of Bordelot has starts with the Knight's Vow unlocked, income from trade, and then eunuchs have additional experience for knights. So he is kind of a knightly focused guy, whereas Faye has casualty replenishment, so she is supposed to be kind of the feature of the lore of life. Upkeep greatly reduced for the Grail Guardians, peasants do better, whereas Louis Leoncoeur is kind of the mix of the two. Now into the campaign itself, we're going to be talking about chivalry. So chivalry here is the main feature that they discuss, and it's kind of what drives the campaign. So this is going to be tied to, you'll see there's a meter, and then it's going to be tied to your objectives and whatnot. So this brief synopsis here talks about chivalry in general. So chivalry here, they say, can be increased due to your actions, victories, and then some of the deeds that you have, so character traits and whatnot, but also the battles you fight, obviously. And then here, chivalry also allows you to unlock a unique character, the Green Knight. So he's a legendary hero who can be called upon multiple times of the campaign, but a set amount. And we'll go over that here real briefly. The meter at the top is what tracks your chivalry. And so I did want to pause here, and we'll be taking a look at the various stages. So you build up your chivalry, and it can go down, but there's different tiers that you unlock. So the first one is Noble. It gives you +2 leadership for all armies. Honorable, you may call upon the Green Knight. So every time you move between these various tiers, you unlock the Green Knight, and then you get him for 50 turns. Leadership +4, and then you start to get unit experience for knights. Knightly, you have all the previous traits, more leadership, more recruit ranks, and then more experience, and then it goes all the way up. And Chivalrous, the one at the very top, is incredible. Unit experience gain per turn is 100 for all forces. That's absurd. So just by staying in the field, all your guys at this state are going to start just shoving up, and that could snowball way out of proportion, but that is a crazy top tier ability that's going to get you some fantastic knights. But that's cool. So that's a great reward for being obviously top tier chivalrous. But yeah, that's awesome. And it also has some reduction in vampiric and chaos corruption for your region, so this is one of the ways you can combat it. Over on the bottom right is the Green Knight. So you can see there right now it's blocked out, but obviously, as we talked about, once you get through the tiers, you will unlock him. So once you hit that tier, he's unlocked, and then I think you can save it up potentially if you don't use it in one tier and you keep going. But anyways, once you call him to action, he's going to be joining your forces as a character, but then he disappears after 50 turns, and then you have to resummon him afterwards. So it's kind of interesting. They didn't talk too much about his stats or abilities, or if you can equip him with special weapons or tier him up. I'm guessing he's going to be kind of a static guy with all his preset abilities and arm and equipment. But nonetheless, that's still pretty freaking awesome. Speaking about chivalry as well, if you look at your legendary lord characters, for instance here in the details, I did want to point out one of the traits here, the puissant virtue here. For instance, it has +10 chivalry. So these are some of the ways you can add to your total faction chivalry. So obviously the traits from your lords, winning glorious battles, and going on quests to get these kind of errant victories. And I'm sure the Fée Enchantress and the Lady of the Lake is going to have different quests for you that can unlock chivalry. So this is all kind of a cool, a neat feature, pretty unique. I like the way it plays out. And then also it kind of has an effect on how you do your diplomacy. So all these other Bretonnia factions, you have big chivalrous penalties for fighting them, and so this kind of makes the factions within Bretonnia fight together and stay together and then go on crusades to go get their questing chivalrous values up in the campaign. And actually, kind of the end state of this campaign is for you to go on I think it's on a giant crusade or an errant quest, but that's unlocked with more chivalry. Yeah, here they'll look at it. So the victory conditions here: ultimate campaign victory, attain 1,000 chivalry, and complete the final errantry war. So right now you're errantry war state 1, and it'll tick up and up and up. So it's kind of like a big pressure for you to go invade, and you can have these armies marauding around effectively on these errant wars or crusades, which is really sweet. But like I was saying, it also affects the diplomacy. So Bretonnia doesn't want to fight itself because you'll lose chivalry, and that knocks you down a peg. But here at the technology tree is a way for you to kind of invest in the heraldry of various sub-factions, and this allows you to confederate with the other Bretonnia factions. So that's a really cool mechanic, how the technology tree is tied to you kind of amassing more territory, and it kind of unlocks you the ability to have diplomacy with other factions and incorporate them. So I really like the way that's set up. But anyways, that is kind of it for this chivalry overview. And of course, a couple of the other technologies here I think will boost up your chivalry stats as well. So there's different mechanics to get up to it, but I think a big portion of it is going to be the way you fight your battles and kind of what quests you decide to take on. And also, I guess, diplomacy, who you decide to ally with or fight against. I'm sure there'll be chivalry to be gained from killing greenskins. But yeah, that's about it for this portion of the video. I am very excited to see the Bretonnia in action. There's more content coming soon. I'm trying to keep track. I'm churning away with a couple more videos here that's going to cover some more of the Bretonnia information, so like peasant mechanics and things like that. And then I'm going to be doing a look at the various revealed units for Bretonnia, as well as a little bit of gameplay that was with Lionheart, and I think that was on a stream. It was like a quest battle against some greenskins in the fog, so that was all pretty cool. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely stay tuned for more. See you in the next one. Peace out.